My name is Kathleen Gallegos. I'm the founder and director of Avenue 50 Studio. We've been here for 20 years. It was originally my studio, and we kept that name. And then it grew into being a gallery for the community of mostly Latino artists. We needed a place to show because at that time, our artists were not getting into the mainstream galleries. So I said, well, let's solve that problem. I'm here, blank walls, perfect. Pretty soon, others started approaching the gallery and saying, well, they might have trouble getting into galleries, but we're having trouble also. And if you show the work of underrepresented artists, that's us. So pretty soon it became, our mission statement was, we deal mainly with the Latino community, but we are open to others. We build bridges of communication between and amongst communities.
This is one of my favorite pieces of the exhibit of honoring our ancestors. This piece actually captures his grandmother crossing the border during the Mexican Revolution while carrying his uncle and while she's pregnant with his mother. It's a really beautiful piece, and you have a mixed media of like terrain and cempasúchil under, and everything else is wooden. It really speaks a lot to like what I've done in the past for my work of like working with migrant youth, with my family who have migrated to the U.S., and as well as everybody else from southern side of the border of where I come from, crossing over to the U.S.
There is a beauty about community spaces in that you get more of a local view about what is happening in the community, and you get a feeling about who's there and what is the beauty of their neighborhood, and maybe some of the ugly too. In the mainstream museums and galleries, which I encourage people to go see, many times that art really does not speak to us. When you come down into the community, you see the real world. And so what I say is that art really does come from the ground up. And that, I mean, if you think about music, the origins of jazz or rock and roll or hip hop, from the ground up.
Growing up, I didn't see much spaces like this. I grew up in South Central. Actually, I had to travel, if I want to see anything like art related, I had to travel like at least 30 to an hour-long bus ride just to get to the nearest like art space. And seeing a space like this, that's very like walking distance to the community that's here, it's actually really accessible and important because you don't see, one, you have to travel, where I came from, you had to travel really far just to see art that didn't represent me. Now you come into like a space where like you're in walking distance to an art space where it's not just art, but as well as art that represents like the culture where you come from is actually pretty impactful and important. It's a reflection of the community, especially we have artists who are from the community. And so when you come to Avenue 50, you don't just see like, you know, just a random gallery in a neighborhood. You actually see a reflection of the neighborhood encapsulated into 3 to 4 rooms. We're starting to see almost like a big push for normalization of spaces of art for folks who never had access to art or accessibility to art. And it's giving a voice to the voiceless, essentially.
I'm very proud of how my neighbors love this space. They call it El Museo, the museum, because they don't, at first, when I was first here, they didn't understand why. What is this place? And I said, it's a gallery, because they don't have the financial resources or actually sometimes the confidence to walk into those galleries or museums. So this is for my community. It's to honor all of us. We honor the artists, but the artists are honoring us. Avenue 50 couldn't have done the work for the last 20 years without the support of my board. They give advice, they're ambassadors to the Avenue 50. I think most importantly would be those people who believe in us, those organizations, those funders who believe in us. For example, the LA County Arts. For, I think, almost 15 years, we have been a grantee of the county, and we couldn't have done it without the county. And they've shown that they believe in us just by that support every year.